Sandra McTaggart, and I live in Yellowhead County. With seniors becoming the biggest demographic in the country now, I'm just wondering what each of your parties are going to do to, I guess, cope with the white wave that's coming, as well as healthcare. I'd like to know whether you think that there's going to be enough healthcare resources in order to help the seniors who want to age at home. Thank you.
We'll start down here with Ms. Wolf Lange, please.
The Green Party has a seniors pension plan. We have programs to help the seniors stay at home and choose where they stay at home. This is part of the pension plan. And it's very important to, for them also, our universal healthcare system. And we need to keep what is good about, keep our healthcare system, but also expand it to cover for dental care and pharma care. And this is very important for seniors because at this point they cannot afford their medication. And this is very important. Thank you.
Yeah, our government believes that seniors must be helped. They built our country. We need to look after them. That's why many of our tax incentives are directed towards seniors to put more money into their pockets. One of the things our government has done, we've looked at those with the lower incomes, and we've removed 400,000 seniors from having to pay any income tax. We brought in the tax-free savings account to help them. We've doubled the pension income credit to $2,000. We've lowered the GIS, lowest in 25 years. That puts money back into the pockets of seniors. Thank you.
It's funny that under the former government that the GIS age was increased from 65 to 67, that the Prime Minister refused to look at enhancing the Canadian pension plan. Most seniors can draw a maximum right now of $1,000 a month. I challenge anyone in this room to try and live on $1,000 a month. The average is closer to 600. By international standards, 1 in 4 single seniors lives in a state of poverty, and that's just not acceptable. We need to work with the provinces, we need to work with our partners to enhance these programs for Canadian seniors. We will also immediately increase the GIS supplement so that we have seniors who are given the tools to live in dignity, not in poverty. Thank you.
One of the first things we do is we decrease the amount of tax they have to pay to the money in their pockets, like we want to do with absolutely everyone in Canada. Our 15% tax plan would include a $4,000 deduction on top of the $17,300 starting minimum. So that means a couple is going to be in the $46,000 range before they have to pay a dime in taxes. That is the first thing. The second thing is, we see today, in a time when we ask the federal government to do something, that 30% of the money gets to where it's supposed to be. This includes the healthcare system. There are 9,200 bureaucrats in the health system, and if you take a basic average of 100,000, this is not exact numbers, that's $920 million that is not getting to the provincial systems. We could drastically reduce the waste and the bureaucracy in our system and make our healthcare system do what it's going to do without raising taxes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
During this election, I've heard from some seniors that have had to resort to selling some of their furniture to stay in their own home, to help pay for whether it's their electricity costs, their rising municipal taxes, to help pay for the prescription drugs. I talked to another senior where she can't get her heating oil completely filled up because the company will only come out there and fill the full barrel. They won't come out and just fill a partial. And that's more than she makes by her pension in a couple months. So she has one little electric heater. So the NDP would look at increasing the CPP So it's affordable and adequate, and increasing the contributions. We look at increasing the guaranteed income supplement. And with the Farmer Care program, we'll also reduce their cost with their prescription drugs. Thank you.
Thank you. To our next question, please.
Good evening, my name is Jeremy. I manage an oil field company in the area. So I have a vested interest in the Yellowhead as we do quite a bit of business up here. My question to you guys tonight is, we've heard a lot of lip service, we've heard a lot of, basically it's the one-night stand that is the election season where we get promised the moon. I've heard you guys talk in opposition of your own party leaders with some of your answers you've given tonight. What guarantee can we have that you're actually going to keep your word with what you've told us tonight in regards to what we know is the party whip that we know goes on in the big three parties? How can you stay true to the constituents so when you look us in the eye and tell us you're going to help us with something, you're actually going to follow through? Thank you.
We'll start with Mr. Eglinski, please.
Well, I think I can quite easily follow our party guidelines. I mean, we are committed to keeping the taxes as low as possible. We are working very hard to encourage small and medium businesses to grow in Canada, encourage them to prosper. Our policy has been very simple: keep taxes low. We've made a commitment to lower the small business tax to 9%. That isn't a promise, that's what we came up with in Parliament. Canada's future stems around people like yourself, sir. People that run small and medium businesses employ 75% of Canada's workforce and account for well over 90% of the economic driver for this country. We are committed to working with you in research, in technology, in training, especially encouraging companies to take on tradespersons and let them go through apprenticeship training, and we will help. We've funds in our Economic Action Plan 2015. It lays out a large number of programs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Ringo next, thank you.
You're right. There is a huge problem with the way democracy filters down out of Ottawa. Part of our platform, and we've made it part of our election document, is to give free votes continuously to our members of Parliament in the House of Commons, with the exception of things that were elected on the platform itself and issues relating to the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And I'm actually going to tip my hat, because I want you to understand how serious this is an issue for me, to the NDP. There's an NDP MP out in the Thunder Bay, Fort Francis area who voted against his party on behalf of his constituents, and he was censured in the House of Commons for it. His name is John Rafferty. And I'll tell you what, that's what we need more of in democracy. And we have the tools with our party's platform to do exactly that without being punished. Because I think your voice deserves to go up to Ottawa and not have the Prime Minister's voice filtered down to us out here. That's real representation. Thanks.
We are seriously the only party without a party line. We could seriously be reprimanded if we don't actually do what you guys want. I have some things that I will not do. I will not vote for higher tax. I will not vote for larger government. And I will not vote for more government power. But other than that, if I don't do what you guys want, I can actually get in trouble as far as the party goes. Our party line is what you want. It doesn't matter if it's a Liberal bill, an NDP bill, or a Conservative bill. If it's a good idea, it reduces government, it reduces tax, or it reduces government control over people, you have my vote. All you have to do is ask. Thank you.
This is the third time I ran for the NDP in Alberta, so I'm not afraid to stand up in a crowd where there's a lot of opposition to what I'm trying to say. What I've said tonight is what I believe. It's what I stand by, and it's what I'll fight for. And it's not the NDP party that elects me. It's you. And part of my job as your next MP will be bringing your concerns to Ottawa and talking to you to bring those up there. And I'll do my best to continue on with that.
Bring the microphone down here, please. Thank you.
The Green Party members of Parliament are not obliged to vote according to the party lines. We don't have that. Every opinion I have been stating here are honestly the way I believe it will be in the best interest of our constituents according to the subjects we are discussing. We do not elect a prime minister. We elect members of parliament to represent you, the constituents, and your needs, your hopes, and concerns. These are the things that we are there to do, represent. Thank you.